Hello, friends. I am just back from 5 days at one of Thich Nhat Hanh's Buddhist monasteries in the Plum Village tradition. And I was there for family camp with my 14-year-old kiddo. And it was such, I don't know, just like a full, what do they call it? Like 360, not 360, because that gets you back to the same place. 180 moment. Let me pause. There's a car. Like opposite. So I think that's 180. I was in a session with someone yesterday, and I was saying like how many days it would take you to do 30 minutes every other day, and they were like, "No, that's really not right math wise." And I was like, "Okay, well, something like that." um. Uh, so yeah, it was a big deal because for a long time, even as a child, I wanted to be a monastic. My only paradigm for that, another car, was Mother Teresa. I was exposed to Mother Teresa when I was little, and I really was obsessed with her. Like, I made myself like a white sheet with the blue stripes and wore like towels on my head and stuff because I wanted to be just like Mother Teresa. And so I always was like really infatuated with that idea of being a monastic. And after, a runner caught me by surprise. After my, like, even I would say into my marriage, like even before I was married, I was still kind of affiliated with Christianity. And so I was like, I'm going to go be a missionary because that was sort of like a form of monastic from the evangelical Christianity that I was raised around. And that, like, it's interesting because you see timelines, right? Like, basically, the person that I married, I had told her, like, I'm going to go, quitting school, I'm going to go be a missionary. And that sort of like kick-started our relationship because we were both kind of in this Christian world and trying not to be queer, and me saying I was going to leave, I think had like something to do with us admitting to each other that we were attracted to each other, that we were queer. Like, what if we just tried being together? So it's an interesting like timeline because she could have been like, okay, sure, bye. And then I could have had that life. Who knows where I'd be now. But point being, like, that monastic or like set apart from society life has always been something that I've been drawn to. And especially after my divorce, I was like, gosh, I wish I could be a monastic. But I had this kid. And so I was like, okay, this is the timeline I'm on. And then I came across the tradition of Thich Nhat Hanh, and I really love his perspective. It's like called engaged Buddhism, and it's a little bit different from like, you know, it's a little bit more about like taking care of the world and like contributing in service and stuff like that. A little more social justice-y and very, very inclusive of queer people. So I was really drawn to that and enamored by that. And I just think that every time I was up against like, you know, my ex telling me I'm a bad parent, or like the challenges of handling finances as a single parent, or the challenges of just like being in society when I just have always really felt like an outsider. I just felt like, craved that escaping, and like blending in that would come with monastic life. So anyways, I always had said if something happened to my kid, like if he passed away, then I would go be a monastic. And until then, I would stay like being in his life until he's 18. And I often thought like maybe I'll just become a monastic after he's 18. And then I found out in the Plum Village tradition that it is you can only become a monastic before the age of 50. And ironically enough, my kid turned 18 when I turned 51. So I was like pretty crushed about that for a while. Felt like it was like a cruel like twist of fate or whatever. But over the past couple of summers, we've gone to this family retreat at one of Thich Nhat Hanh's monasteries. And the family retreat is lovely. It's beautiful. We meet such nice people. There's really sweet monastics. But it has really started to shift this idea for me. And I think it's coincided with me stepping away from more traditional society. You know, I live really like in this quirky house next to people with goats and chickens. You know, I have like non-traditional stuff around me in my life. And here's the chickies. I live in this quirky town. I, do my own work in my own house. I live like a super accommodated life. So that like, I just am very rarely in the culture. And as I've created that for myself, I realized like I've created what I was seeking in the monastery for myself, which is a gentle, accommodated flow. And the piece that continues to create stress for me is just like the high cost of living and keeping up with that and like keeping up with what my kid, would like to experience as a teenager in a, Western, in that like weird, what does that stand for? What's Western educated capitalist, basically, society. And I don't think that's going to last too much longer. And I may be a person who ends up like becoming an expat and living somewhere, but I'm through the course of this, spending time at the monastery, I realized like, I don't want to be a monastic. I want that like gentle, intentional life, but I also don't want to be, like inviting in a new set of rules. There's the goats are coming out. A new set of rules. I lived according to the rules of Christianity for so long, and then I lived according to the rules of like capitalist, like, be this certain kind of parent thing. Wife tried to do that, and that did not work. And I think really like any kind of rule is just not for me. Look at that goat is like walking on their knees. Yeah, why are you walking on your knees, buddy? There they come over to say hi. Because I give them, hey, you look like you're hobbling, my friend. I don't know. Are you okay? Are you pregnant? I think you might be pregnant, friend. It looks like they have like milk in their udder, which I've never noticed before. Just another thing. Anyways, I realized like the rules are not going to work for me. Like the rules are so intense, or yeah, it's okay if you don't want to come over. It's fine. Just do your thing. But if you come over, I will give you leaves because, gosh, that seems like a lot of effort. Yeah, the rules are so intense for the monastics. Like, there was this whole thing about they wanted to take away the teenagers' phones, and my kid wanted to do his Duolingo, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna force him to give you his phone. Like, that's great that you want to give kids the opportunity, but like, I also respect that Duolingo is important to him, and I just am like so far outside of like right, wrong, that I think it would be brutal to try to be in a monastic situation. So anyways, that was kind of a beautiful realization, is that like, I think, a lot of things in my life are like bridges to get me to something that I don't feel like I'm able to do. And I think the monastic thing was like that. Oh, you want some too? Oh, I see. I see. You're going to take it from your friend? Let me give you your own, because your friend can't really get up on the gate right now. Oh, and now everybody's coming. Hello. So anyways, like, it was like a bridge for me to survive like the misery before, and now I don't need to survive. Oh, you can get up. I see. When your friends start to get more, you get a little more energy, huh? Okay, I'll get a big one for you all. There you go. There you go. Let's give are you pregnant? We don't know. Don't get hurt. Come on, everybody can have some. Oh, they're really going wild. Okay, I think that's good for today, friends. Anyway, so it's really a thrill because I think that it's showing like I'm no longer like looking for an escape. I mean, I think I am still looking to not be in a capitalist society. Like that just still is a lot for me. But like maybe even that is something that I won't end up needing to escape. It's kind of neat that the life I've built is now the life that I want. You're taking your friends every time. Okay, I'm going to end the video so I can properly give everyone their own leaf, and then we'll say goodbye. Okay, say goodbye. Say have a good day.